Americans spend billions on Halloween, but its true origin has nothing to do with candy or costumes. It was a night of fire and ghosts, a night when the dead were believed to walk the earth. This is the true story of Samhain. I'm Mattos Domingos, the Brazilian around the world. For over 18 years, I've been teaching English to the Brazilian community, helping them understand not just the language, but the culture behind it. And that's exactly why I started this ambitious project right here in Richmond, Virginia, to film all 50 state capitals across America and uncovering the stories that shaped this nation. But sometimes the most incredible stories are not just in the capitals themselves, but in the traditions we celebrate. Today, I'm uncovering the unseen story of a holiday that transformed the world, Halloween. And today we are here in Richmond, a city of deep history, and as October ends, its neighborhoods like this one begin to wear a mask. We see skeletons, spiders, and pumpkins, a familiar sight across America, but these decorations are more than just seasonal decor. They're echoes of a past that most of us have forgotten. What's your name?
Captain America.
Captain America. That's really good. Thank you guys. Thanks for being in the video. I like that. What's your name?
I'm Molly.
Molly, nice to meet you. Morgan,
Hi,
right?
yes, I'm Morgan.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
It's all her.
That's really nice. Wow. Oh.
Happy Halloween.
The story of Halloween is not a simple tale of horror. It is a complex narrative of migration, faith, and adaptation. It begins not with witches and monsters, but with the end of the harvest 2 millennia ago in Celtic Ireland. 2,000 years ago, the Celts celebrated their new year on November 1st, the night before October 31st. It was called Samhain. This wasn't a celebration of darkness, but a practical recognition of a changing season. It marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of a long, dark winter, a time associated with mortality. The Celts believed that on Samhain, the boundary between our world and the spirit world became permeable. Ghosts of the dead could walk among the living to protect themselves and to honor the gods. Druid priests built immense bonfires. People wore costumes made from animal skins to disguise themselves from these wandering spirits. How's it going, guys? God, no! They're going to kill me! Tickles, right? All right. Thank you. There's a headless woman here. Huh? Holy moly. Ah, shit. That was scary. That was true. Foi susto de verdade que ele me deu ali.
You want to see what's in like that? Just stick your head in real slow.
Oh, gosh. Cadê a luz? Onde é que eu vou? Que loucura, cara. Oh, shit. He's back again. Where to? Oh. Caraca. Quanto? De novo. O cara já me deu uns 300 sustos aqui já. Meu Deus. Honestamente, pessoal, eles fazem por merecer. Que decoração! Os caras fizeram um espaço super da hora, super assustador. Olha aí, e tem mais aqui, ó. Doideira, mano.
Here, let me help you with that.
Alright guys, so now it's a little pause for me. I'm gonna have something to eat, something to drink here at this special place which is on my YouTube channel, the Bandidos. So it's gonna be interesting to see the decoration inside. Let's go there.
Wait, where are you from originally? Brazil.
Yeah, you have a good memory.
I'm doing pub crawl for my birthday.
It's your birthday today?
You're invited on November 16th.
Awesome.
Are you from Brazil?
I am.
Portuguese.
We do. Hello, Angelica. We're back again. How are you?
Happy pictures.
Great.
Hi, Ben. Happy Halloween.
E essa noite especial agora aqui de Halloween, eles vão pintar o meu rosto também. Vai ficar à vontade, vai ficar estilo Halloween mesmo. Então, bora lá. Já começamos.
Let me look for some ideas and I'm going to think of my own thing. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, sure. And it's gonna be a surprise painting, so we'll see.
Was that their first one? That's one of the big ones. The first one. Yeah. There was no one behind it.
Guys, this is insane! Wow!
You love it.
I'm ready for Halloween!
Halloween ready.
Thank you so much!
Yes.
That was nice. Thank you, Emily!
Yes, of course. Yes, Emily. Yes. Have a great night.
Likewise! Let's go! And of course, we have to talk about the original jack-o'-lantern. It wasn't a pumpkin, it was a turnip, carved with grotesque faces and filled with a burning ember. These were placed outside homes to ward off evil spirits. But why a carved lantern? The answer lies in one of Ireland's darkest legends, the tale of Stingy Jack. And according to Irish folklore, Jack was a deceitful man who tricked the devil not once, but twice. Jack invited the devil himself to join him for a drink when the tab arrived. Jack didn't want to pay, so he convinced the devil to turn into a coin to cover the cost. But instead of paying, Jack slipped the coin into his pocket beside a silver cross, trapping the devil inside. And the devil begged for freedom. Jack agreed, but only after making him promise not to claim his soul for 10 years. The devil accepted and vanished. A decade later, the devil came back to collect what was his, but Jack had one more trick. He asked for a final favor, an apple from a tall tree. When the devil climbed up, Jack carved a cross into the bark, trapping him once again. And this time, Jack made the devil swear never to take his soul. Humiliated, the devil agreed. When Jack finally died, heaven rejected him for his sinful life. And hell, the devil kept his word. He refused to let Jack in. Condemned to wander in eternal darkness, Jack begged for a light. Out of pity or perhaps mockery, the devil threw him a burning coal from hell. Jack hollowed out a turnip, placed the ember inside, and began his endless journey as Jack of the Lantern. And to this day, the Irish carve lanterns of their own, first from turnips and later from pumpkins, to keep away Jack's wandering soul and the spirits that walked beside him. When Irish and Scottish immigrants arrived in America, they found pumpkins far more plentiful than turnips. The tradition evolved, and the jack-o'-lantern, as we know, it was born. But the most dramatic Halloween transformation came with Christianity. As the new faith spread across Europe, the church faced a dilemma: how to convert people who were deeply attached to their ancient festivals. The solution was not to destroy these traditions, but to absorb them. The Roman Catholic Church intervened, seeking to replace pagan rituals. Church leaders decided to create a Christian alternative. They moved the Feast of All Saints, also known as All Hallows Day, from May 13th to November 1st. In 835, Pope Gregory IV made this change official. The decision was no coincidence. By placing a Christian holiday directly over Samhain, the church allowed people to continue their autumn celebration, but under a new religious framework. The night before All Hallows Day became known as All Hallows Eve. Over time, those words merged into one: Halloween. But the church didn't stop there. When old customs refused to die out, they added another familiar holiday, All Souls Day, on November 2nd, creating a 3-day observance known as Hallowtide. This blend of pagan and Christian tradition slowly shaped what Halloween would become. But here's something most people don't know. Halloween was never originally about witches. In many countries, especially in Brazil, people call it Dia das Bruxas, or the Day of the Witches. But this is a modern misconception. The ancient Celts never celebrated witches on Samhain. So how did witches become the face of Halloween? Between the 1500 and the 1700, Europe descended into madness. More than 30,000 people, roughly the population of a small city, were executed as witches. Most were women, midwives, healers, herbalists, anyone with knowledge of the natural world. The church saw these wise women as threats to religious authority. The word witch originally meant wise, but during the Protestant Reformation, religious upheaval, crop failures from the Little Ice Age, and recurring plagues created fear. Communities needed someone to blame. Christian theology taught that on October 31st, All Hallows Eve, the boundary between worlds thinned. Saints could intercede in human affairs, but if saints could cross over, so could demons. And if demons were active, then witches believed to have made pacts with the devil were at their most powerful. This association was born from fear, not from ancient tradition. By the 1800s, something changed. The Industrial Revolution had made the world feel mechanical and predictable. People longed for mystery and magic again. Writers and artists began romanticizing witches. Halloween was revived as a night of enchantment. If October 31st was the night of strongest supernatural power and witches represented that power, then witches became symbols of Halloween. It was nostalgia, not history. The irony is profound. Witches went from being persecuted and burned alive to becoming commercialized costume characters, from symbols of fear to symbols of fun. Halloween was never the day of the witches. It was a day to honor the dead, to mark the changing seasons, to bring communities together. Witches were added later, a 19th century invention layered onto a 2,000-year-old tradition. But how did Halloween become the American phenomenon we know today? To answer that, we look to the millions of Irish and Scottish immigrants who fled the Great Famine in the 1840s. They brought their traditions of costume, fortune-telling, and turnip carving to a new land. Finding turnips scarce, but pumpkins plentiful, they adapted, and from that, the American jack-o'-lantern was born. But the story didn't end with immigration. By the late 1800s, Halloween in America had a problem. It had turned into a night of vandalism and chaos. People woke up to find wagons on the streets, gardens uprooted, and outhouses tipped over. So many gates were stolen that October 31st became known as Gate Night. As city grew and automobiles appeared, pranks turned dangerous, smashed windows, fires, and even deadly accidents. Cities were spending thousands of dollars repairing the damage. Something had to change, so community leaders, churches, and parents launched a campaign to reform Halloween. They organized parades, contests, and neighborhood parties to keep kids out of trouble. And it worked. Out of this came something new, a structured celebration called Community Halloween. And from that movement, trick-or-treating was born. Irish and Scottish immigrants had brought a tradition called guising, where children dressed up and performed songs or tricks for food. In America, it evolved into a new social contract. Give children candy and they won't vandalize your home. During World War II, even Halloween changed. With so many families affected by the war, children across America made a promise to keep Halloween peaceful in support of the soldiers fighting overseas. They traded pranks for patriotism, pledging to back their fighting men by celebrating with good and clean fun. And when the war ended, America entered a new era of prosperity. Families moved into growing suburbs where close-knit neighborhoods made Halloween the perfect community celebration. Candy companies saw the opportunity. They launched huge marketing campaigns promoting pre-packaged candies made just for Halloween. Homemade cookies and apples gave way to miniature chocolate bars, easy, safe, and irresistible. And by the 1950s and 60s, Halloween had become a commercial juggernaut, less about fear and more about fun. What began as an ancient Celtic festival honoring the dead had evolved into a modern celebration of childhood, community, and sugar. A lot of sugar. Yet, not every city made the transition peacefully. In places like Detroit, the chaos resurfaced as Devil Night, when hundreds of fires turned the sky a haunting orange. By 1984, more than 800 fires burned in just 3 nights. But Detroit fought back. Curfews, community patrols, and citizen unity transformed Devil's Night into Angel's Night, a movement of vigilance and hope. From bonfires in ancient Europe to candy-filled streets in suburban America, Halloween has been reborn again and again. What began as a night to honor the dead became a night to celebrate life, community, and imagination. And Halloween here in Richmond, Virginia, when you look at these incredible displays, you're not just seeing decorations, you're seeing the evolution of a 2,000-year-old story. Acho que essa aqui é uma das melhores. Alright guys, so I'm here. I'm filming some unique places and I have the pleasure to interview the owner of this scary decoration here. It's Sarah. Hello Sarah, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. It's nice to meet you.
Nice
Thank
to meet you too. And you, what's your name?
Jack.
Hey Jack, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Alright, so Sarah, talk about your decoration for us.
So this year I wanted to do a haunted toys theme, and it's set to sort of the inspiration, the backdrop is a play called The Woman in Black. It ran for 30 years in the West End of London. It also was a movie.
And which movie is that?
The Woman in Black.
All right. So,
Yeah.
You can
So
check
a
it
lot
out.
of the design is inspired by The Woman in Black, and which also has really creepy Victorian toys in the movie. So that was kind of my inspiration, and then I take things from my brain and just kind of mash them all together, and this
So
is the result.
it's a every year celebration, right?
Yes, every year.
Look at this house. The Celtics believed giants walked the earth on Samhain. Is this a modern echo of that ancient fear? And I believe the owner of this house works in set design. You can see the passion, the artistry. It is not just about scaring people, it's about creating a world. It's a performance for the entire community. From the historic gaslit streets of the Fan, where residents on Hanover Avenue have created a Halloween tradition for decades, to the sprawling modern homes of Housley, where the displays are so grand, they feel like theme parks. Richmond embraces this holiday with a unique blend of history and enthusiasm. What started with a simple turnip has become this, a city-wide celebration of creativity and community. The ancient Celts lit bonfires to bring their communities together against the darkness of winter. Today we lit up our neighborhood. The method has changed, but the human need for connection remains the same. You know, the most amazing stories are all around us, in our holidays, our traditions, our neighborhoods. We just have to know how to look for them. And there's something special. This channel, Brazilian Around the World, tells these stories in English, but I also have a Brazilian Portuguese channel called Brasileiro ao Redor do Mundo, where I share the same journey for the Brazilian community. So if you're learning Portuguese, or if you want to experience Brazilian culture and language, subscribe to that channel as well. Both channels, 2 languages, 1 mission to uncover the stories that connect us all. All right, guys, this is it. This is the end of this amazing video, of this amazing story of Halloween. I hope you have enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and comment and tell me what you think about my work. And of course, there are more videos coming up. A lot of history from Richmond is being told by me, so I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, guys, so take care, God bless you, and I'll see you around the world.